Hello and welcome to the next lesson of Breakthrough Plus 2. This is Mr. French. We're going to start today with Unit 5. By the end of today's lesson, you will have learned simple present tense to talk about emotions and feelings, simple past tense to talk about emotions and feelings, and present continuous sentences to talk about emotions and feelings. Also, we're going to learn simple past plus past continuous to tell a story. And we're going to learn some vocabulary to express emotions and feelings for I and he and she. For this lesson, you will need a pen, a notebook, and your student book. By now, as I mentioned on the Cyber Campus, you should have downloaded the digital book. If you haven't done so yet, pause this video, go ahead and download the digital book. You can find the code and the website address on the front inside page of your student book. If you're ready, let's start today's lesson. We're going to begin today's lesson talking about emotions and feelings. If you look at the photographs on the right, you can see a number of pictures showing emotions. And what I want you to do first is to match the photos to vocabulary number 1. And I'm going to give you guys 1 minute. Okay, let's start. Right, let's go ahead and look at the answers. Number 1, you can see is E, impatient. Impatient is when you hate waiting for something. So you get kind of angry because you're waiting for a friend or a bus or something like that. Number 2, embarrassed. That's G. So he feels embarrassed because he does not want his mother kissing him. So maybe he's going to go red in the face. So he feels awkward and embarrassed. Number 3 is F, excited. Looks like she's just got some good news. Maybe she got an A on her English test. Who knows? Number 4 is C, angry. She's angry. Maybe the car in front is driving in a kind of crazy way or too slow. And number 5, B, she's upset. If you're upset, you're sad, but also you may cry because you've had some bad news. Number 6 is H. She's pleased, or a different word for pleased is just happy. She received some flowers, so she's happy or pleased. Number 7 is D, bored. She has a lot of homework, I guess, so she's bored. Now, don't forget, with these emotions that have ed, like bored or pleased or excited, that is my emotion. So we can say I'm bored or she's bored. Another thing, like a book or a TV show, we need to add ing. So for picture D, we can say she is bored because the homework is boring. So ed and ing. Just be careful for that one. Number 8, scared is I. They're scared because maybe they're watching a horror movie. And number 9, nervous, is picture A. He's about to get married, or he's getting married today, so he's nervous. So if you got 9 out of 9, well done. And I'm just going to skip through the next part. Now, we've matched the photographs to the correct emotions, but we're going to say more. We're going to say why each person has this emotion. Okay. The question we're going to ask is, how does he feel, or how does she feel? Now, when we answer with he or she, we need to add s to the verb. And now the verb here is feel. So in our answer, we need to add s to make it feels. So for number 1 on page 31, the question is, how does she feel? And the answer is, she feels impatient. Okay, so number 1, E, how does she feel? She feels impatient. But we're going to say more. We're going to say why she feels impatient, and we're going to say why, so we add because. So she feels impatient because she is waiting for a friend. So now we have a good, long, complete sentence. Now, if we want to answer the same question for every photograph on this page, we need to use different tenses. Now, tense just means present, past, or future. And there are 3 tenses we're going to use. These are, number 1, simple past. This is for a finished action in the past. For example, she received some flowers. So that is picture H. She received some flowers. That's simple past. Number 2, simple present. This is for a single event in the present. She's stuck in traffic. She is, that is the be verb, which is present. She is stuck in traffic. Now, stuck means you cannot move. So if we look back at the photos, let's picture C. How does she feel? She's, sorry, 1 second. How does she feel? She feels angry because she's stuck in traffic. And one more, present continuous. Present continuous, this is what we use ing, and it's something which is happening now in the present, and it's a long action. She's waiting for a friend. So let's go back. And that's picture E, right? How does she feel? She feels impatient because she's waiting for a friend. So those are the 3 tenses: simple past, simple present, and present continuous. Now, I want you to open your notebooks, grab a pen, and we're going to fill in the blanks. I gave you an example. Number 2, how does he feel? He feels embarrassed because his mother is kissing him. Is kissing, that's ing, So we know the tense is present continuous. I want you guys to open your notebooks, okay, to this page 31. Look at the pictures, and you're gonna fill in the blanks. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Let's look at the answers. Number 3, how does she feel? She feels excited because she got an A on her test. That tense, simple past. Yeah, she got an A on her test. So it's in the past. We call it simple past. Number 4, how does she feel? She feels angry because the car in front is too slowly. This one's driving. Driving is driving. So we've got is plus ing. So the tense is present continuous. So if you see ing, you can think it's continuous tense. Number 5, how does she feel? She feels upset because her boyfriend broke up with her. The tense is simple past, broke up. It happened maybe yesterday, right? So it's past, simple past. Number 6, how does she feel? She feels pleased because she received some, and the answer is flowers. The tense is simple past, received. Number 7, how does she feel? She feels bored because she has a lot of work to do. She has a lot of work to do. It's simple present, has. Number 8, how do they feel? How do they feel? Now, because it's they, we don't need to add an S onto the verb. Only add an S for he or she. Okay, so it's he feels, she feels, but it's I feel, they feel, we feel. Okay, so how do they feel? They feel nervous because they are watching a horror movie, watching ing. So the tense is present continuous. And one more, number 9. How does he feel? He feels nervous because he's getting married. Again, we've got ing. So the tense is present continuous. If you got all of those correct, great job. Now, we're going to look to the middle of the page where it says real life exchange. Now, real life exchange, this is a listening activity. I'm going to play you an audio clip. I want you to get a pen and in your book, fill in the blanks for real life exchange number 1.
Unit 5, page 31, real life exchange.
I found some money yesterday.
Wow, I bet you were really pleased. What happened?
Well, I was walking in the park when suddenly I saw $20 on the grass.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to play that to you just once more. This time I'm going to pause to make it a little bit easier. So let's try again.
Unit 5, page 31, real life exchange.
I found some money yesterday.
I found some money yesterday. There it is. Found some money.
Wow, I bet you were really pleased.
Wow, I bet you were really pleased. P-L-E-A-S-E-D, pleased. There's the answer.
What happened?
Well, I was walking in the park when suddenly I saw $20 on the grass.
Well, I was walking in the park when suddenly I found $20 on the grass. Walking in the park, saw $20 on the grass.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I know.
That one's easy. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I know. Now, in that dialogue you just listened to, a real life exchange, there are 2 tenses, simple past, found and saw, and past continuous, was ing, was walking. When we combine simple past and past continuous, we can make a story. It's a very useful skill in English to be able to tell a story. So that's what we're going to do now. Now there's a formula for making a story, and if you just remember or memorize this formula, it can be very easy to tell your story in the future. The formula is a time in the past. So it could be yesterday, 2 days ago, 5 years ago, last summer, etc. Plus was ing, plus when, plus simple past. In this formula, the ing action is a long action like walking or running or swimming. The simple past is a sudden action or a very quick action that may be shocking or surprising. So that's a sudden, fast action, is a simple past. Right? So we need to combine those 2 tenses and we can make a story. Now what I want you to do is open your notebooks again, grab your pen, and I want you to look at the first 3 pictures. These are picture hints, and they're combined to make a story. Now using the formula above in red, please write down the story for the pictures in number 1. Let's see if you have something like this. Last summer, that's our time in the past. A man was swimming, that's was ing. When he saw a shark. Saw a shark is our simple past, and that's a sudden or very shocking situation. Okay, that's picture set number one. We're going to try one more example. Again, in your notebooks, can you write down for the second set of pictures? All right, let's try. Right, let's see if you have something like this. 5 years ago, or if you want, you can say in 2015, with years 2015, 2020. We always use in, but here I said ago. So 5 years ago, a woman was driving when she hit a tree. So again, we have time in the past, that's 5 years ago. We have our was plus ing, here it's was driving. And then we have the simple past verb, which is hit the tree. That looks like a terrible accident, huh? Be careful when you're driving. Next one. Okay, so I hope you understand that, how to make a story. Now for the final lesson today, we are going to look at the story on page 32. So open your books, go ahead and open your books to page 32. And you can see a kind of picture story or cartoon story, and the name is A Bad Night for Jake. Now, everything that happened in this story happened last night, which means we have to use past tense, simple past tense, and we're going to use past continuous. So we're going to use those two tenses. So we will be able to tell the whole story. Okay. Take a look at the top two pictures on page 32. And for those two pictures, we can combine two sentences using two tenses. So let me read. Last night, Jake was sleeping. So that's past continuous. When he heard a loud noise. Simple past. So we've combined past continuous plus simple past to make our sentence. Okay. Take a look at picture number 3. The next picture uses simple past. He was scared, so he called the police. Next, we can combine pictures 4 and 5. He was walking downstairs when he slipped on a ball. Again, we've got was ing, when, simple past. Now, everything else in the story, we can just use simple past. Picture number 6, he was upset. Number 7, he was angry because the cat broke a milk bottle. Next, he slipped on the milk. Next, he was nervous because he saw a shadow through the door. Next, he opened the door and hit a man. And finally, he was embarrassed because the man was a police officer. So those are all simple past verbs. So there's the story. What I want you to do now, if you can, now this is a little bit difficult, I know, but close your student books. Now just look at this picture, this story, and speak out loud. Maybe your parents and brother and sister think you're a little bit crazy. Don't worry about that. Practice speaking the whole story on your own and see how much you can remember. Of course, you can always pause this video and go back and check your answers. Okay, go ahead, speak the story on your own, and I'll see you again in 1 minute. How did you get on? I'm sure it's not perfect, but like I said, you can check your answers here. As long as you have something similar, then that's no problem. When we take the speaking test, when I see you eventually, I may show you this picture and ask you to tell me the story. Now, don't worry, it does not need to be perfect. The main thing is you get the tense correct. So as long as you speak all of the correct past tense verbs, that's the main point I'm looking for. So don't worry if your sentence is not 100% perfect. Now, one more thing. Go ahead, open your notebooks, close your student books, and quick test, fill in the blanks. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Right, let's read the answers. Let's see if you got them all perfect. There are 12 possible answers. So if you get 12, you are a genius. Let's look at the answers. Number 1, last night Jake was sleeping when he heard a loud noise. That's H-E-A-R-D. Number 3, he was scared, so he called the police. He was walking downstairs when he slipped on a ball. He was upset. He was angry because the cat broke a milk bottle. He slipped on the milk. He was nervous because he saw a shadow through the door. He opened the door and hit a man. He was embarrassed because the man was a police officer. If you got them all perfect, great job. This concludes today's lesson. So we've almost finished. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I hope you learned something new. Now, I do need to give you a short assignment or homework. And number 1, I want you to complete the 6 sentences on page 31, vocabulary 2. So if I just go back to this one, you can see vocabulary number 2, where it says make sentences about you. I want you to write the 6 sentences into your notebook, and I want you to complete those sentences. Okay. Now, for number 1 and number 4, I would like you to include the word because in your answer. Let me give you an example for number 1. The last time I was angry was 2 weeks ago because my brother broke my computer. Okay, so you said a time, like 2 weeks ago. And you said why? Because blah, blah, blah. Okay. So number 1 is simple past, right? Let's look at number 2. I sometimes get bored when. I sometimes get bored when. Now this one is present, simple present. So you need to answer with a present verb. For example, I sometimes get bored when I have lots of homework. Okay, so that one is present tense. Right, so number 1 is past, number 2 is present, number 3 is present, and number 4 is past, and number 5 and 6 are present. Okay, so I'd like you to finish those sentences for part of your assignment. And there's a second part to your assignment. Hold on, please. Oh, give me a second. Yeah, part 2, I would like you to write down 3 sentences or 3 stories that happened to you when you were younger. Now, this is usually something bad which happened to you, like an accident or a car crash, or you broke something. Okay, I'd like you to write down 3 different stories. You're going to make your own story. It can be a true story, or it can be a lie. You can make up or imagine something bad that happened to you in the past. Now, don't forget to include time in the past. Now, this may be yesterday, something with ago, like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 months ago. Or you could use last, like last month, last year. Or you can even give me the year where you say in. So for example, in 2012. Okay, so time in past plus was plus ing plus when plus simple past. So your 3 sentences should include those components. I'll give you some examples of some verbs you may use, which could be dropped, broke, saw, crashed, hit, cut, injured, heard, slipped, fell off, and fell over. If you want, you can use some of those same verbs. Now, when you finish the 2 assignments, they're only short. They should take you maybe 15 or 20 minutes maximum, I guess. I would like you to post them on the Cyber Campus, and that will be in the assignment section of assignment page of the Cyber Campus. I'm also going to rewrite the same information that is on this page into the assignment page of the Cyber Campus, and you will have 1 week to complete these 2 assignments. Thank you for listening. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.